Much to Robert Meyer Burnett's great glee and joy, there is, of course, they announced recently, a Miami Vice remake is coming from the director of F1 and Top Gun Maverick.
It's in the air tonight, John.
They've got to have that song in the movie. They have to. Anyway, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of fan casting going on who are going to be Crockett and Tubbs. I mean, they've already got a release date, and they haven't announced the cast yet. Well, file this one under the rumor mill.
I love rumors.
Because there is a rumor going around. I saw this posted. I first was made aware of this by one of our viewers, and apparently it was on a lot of headlines, but it's all coming from the same space. There's a report going around, as we can see here in the playlist, that Michael B. Jordan and Glen Powell are reportedly in talks to star as Crockett and Tubbs in the upcoming Miami Vice being directed by Kaczynski. It wrote this: a casting rumor popped up online over the weekend that actors Glen Powell from The Running Man and Michael B. Jordan of The Current Sinners are circling lead roles of undercover cops James Sonny Crockett and Ricardo Rico Tubbs in the Miami Vice remake coming from Joseph Kaczynski, of course, the director of F1 and Top Gun Maverick, and recent Emmy-winning writer Dan Gilroy, who just won the Emmy for Best Writing in a Drama Series for Andor and did an amazing job of it. Now, like I said, you guys may have seen this headline because it's being written across a lot of outlets, giving the impression that everybody's reporting this. However, as I looked into it, every one of those outlets is not verifying this. They're simply repeating what was said on another outlet, a smaller outlet, a little outlet called Nexus Point News. Now, I do want to put out there, I don't know much about Nexus Point News, so I'm certainly not here to disparage them at all. From what I understand, they've actually gotten a number of casting scoops correct in the past, and from what I understand, some not so correct in the past. So while you might be seeing this floating around, do not take this as gospel truth. All right? Needs to be said. Don't take this as gospel truth. However, there is a possibility it could be right. Like I said, they've had some casting things correct before, from what I understand. So it's just a rumor. Take it as a rumor. One of the reasons that I think it may just be that, just a rumor, is it's kind of convenient that the two most popular fan castings are the ones they're saying are the people in talk. Because really, Rob, we've seen a lot of names, people thrown around, but by far, I don't know about you, but for me, by far, the two names I've most seen brought up for this role, for these roles, are Glen Powell and Michael B. Jordan. Those are the ones I've seen come up the most. So it's kind of convenient that those are the ones they're saying are in talks. However, there's a reason those are the two names that have been brought up the most. I don't think anybody disagrees that these would be two very good choices.
I mean, look at that. Come on.
I mean, yeah, if somebody made that. I mean, these would be, you know what? If it were Glen Powell and Michael B. Jordan, I would put it right up there with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, who, whatever you think about that last Miami Vice movie.
And if you don't think it's great, you're wrong.
But whatever you think.
And it is you got to go with the longer version. I know everyone likes to hear Numb or Coming In Right on the Club Scene, but no, the cigarette boats in the beginning and the director's cut are dope.
But everybody, I think, would agree that the casting was great.
Great.
And I would say that if this is true, and again, it's questionable if it's true, this would be a home run. Now, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that Michael B. Jordan is the guy to play it, and I'm not sitting here saying Glen Powell is the guy. I'm not saying there aren't other potentially even better fits. I'm just saying that if this turns out to be real, and I have my doubts that it is, this would be killer casting. And after the success of Top Gun Maverick and F1 did way better than a lot of people thought, and it was much better than a lot of people thought it was going to be. Who's not lining up? Who in Hollywood right now is not lining up to work with Joseph Kosinski? I think a lot of people are. I think he could absolutely land Michael B. Jordan if he wanted. I think he could absolutely land Glen Powell if he wanted. So is this real? Questionable. If it were, for the sake of discussion, magnificent choices if they do. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's zapier.com/Campea. Anyway, Rob, you're reading this story. A couple of questions. Number one, let's go with, do you think it's real? And then, for the sake of discussion, let's say for a second it is real. How would you feel about these two being cast?
I don't think it's real, because if they are cast, this is huge news, and it would have been reported on by the trades and Deadline and everybody else. This is not something that you're going to keep quiet. It's not Marvel. It's not a Star Wars movie. This is, let's get out front and make this a big deal. However, I think that this is wishful thinking, because all of us, look, even us, we talked about this last week. Look at how excited we're getting by this potential casting. I couldn't think of any better casting today than this, which means immediately everybody would be interested in seeing this film. I love Michael Mann. I loved the Miami Vice film. A lot of people don't love it. You know, they don't like it like they like Heat. They don't like it.
What it reminds me of? It reminds me of Watchmen. It's one of those films that most people are not in the middle on it. Most people either seem to really like it or seem to really not like it. So I compare it to that one a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I love the TV series, but I look at them as two totally different things.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
I love the way they talked. You know, they don't say boats; they say go fast boats. You know, and Jamie Foxx is like, we're talking. There's undercover, and then there is which way is up. You know, it's the dialogue in that movie was great. It has the most realistic gunshot sounds in any shootout I've ever heard. I mean, if you're a fiend for mojitos, what do? You take a cigarette boat to Cuba with a hot Asian girl. That's like my dream. You know, and everything about that movie is amazing. I love everything about it. It's got, you know, I just, and the fact that people don't like it, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not as good as Heat, but what's not to love? I mean, it's totally cool.
I gotta watch it again, because I remember the last time I saw it, this is years ago, I had a lot of trouble following the storyline. I was like, what's happening? Who are they going after? Why are they doing this?
Now, that might have been one of your many meth delusion.
Yeah, I was on a lot of drugs, but I mean, despite that,
who
cares? It's my race. It's supposed to get pretty high, right?
But let me ask you this, Rob. Okay, so you like the idea of Glen Powell, and
I love it, and I love the fact that it's going to be set in the 80s. It might bring linen suits back and no socks. I'm looking forward to that.
So, but let me ask you this. Let's say you've had some time to marinate on this for a while, and you're a big fan of this. Let's say it's not Glen Powell or Michael B. Jordan. Have you formulated any kind of names at the top of your personal fan casting list? Like, who are some other people that you think might fit in those roles?
Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx, bring them back.
Just bring them back.
No, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest, because I've just been thinking about a Miami Vice film. I mean, it's tough. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to go with Crockett and Tubbs? We don't even know.
I'd be shocked if
why
call it Miami Vice?
Yeah,
if
you're
it's
not doing Crockett and Tubbs.
I know. I know. But you know, I never know. Like, and is it going to be? I'm hoping it's serious.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I want to see is like a Scarface-esque big, because that took place in '83. Miami Vice started in '84. I would love to see, and with Joseph Kosinski, you know it's going to look incredible. If you look at like the costumes in F1, all the people around the F1 circuit, everybody was fabulous. Everybody looked fabulous. Damson Idris, I didn't know much about him. He was great. And
Oh, yeah, he's great
if they cast him as Tubbs, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'll throw this out there too. Like I also would like a kind of a serious tone, but I mean the original series was a more serious in tone, but it definitely had humor. And if you look at the films that Kosinski has done, let's particularly look at the last two, right? If you look at Maverick and you look at F1, serious topics.
Yeah.
But he has a signature humor style that he also weaves all throughout Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
If he can do that with this as well, I mean, Glen Powell and Michael B. Jordan can both deliver on all that.
Yeah.
So it would be great.
Whether it's overt humor. I mean, one of the things about Miami Vice, I want to see a lot of really cool celebrity cameos in this movie, because if you go back and you watch, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that show all these actors, everybody
Right.
from Bruce Willis to Julia Roberts, everybody was in Miami Vice. All these, so to get like to play informants and drug dealers, and DEA agents. I mean, I want to see a cast of thousands in this movie.
Let me ask you, over or under 49.5%. Don Johnson plays the role of the captain. They get Don Johnson to come back in to play the role of the captain.
Look, I love Don Johnson. I've loved Don Johnson since A Boy and His Dog in the mid-'70s, way before Miami Vice. I even love Frankenheimer's Dead Bang. And if you want to see one of the greatest unsung movies ever made, watch The Hot Spot. Trust me on this, especially if you're a Jennifer Connelly fan, if you know what I'm saying. And it's got a great score that features Miles Davis. But that being said, I think under. I think under because that kind of stunt, and I'm going to call it stunt casting, he's trying to create his own reality. And I think by casting Don Johnson in that prominent of a role sort of shatters that. However, I would love to see like Don Johnson show up as either in a villain role, like a lesser villain role, like he was in Django. He was great.
He was so good in Django.
He was great in Django. He was great in Watchmen. I mean, I think that Don Johnson, arguably now, playing these like maybe not lead roles. I'd love to see him get a lead role in a film, but also in in Rebel Ridge, you know, the Jeremy Saulnier movie with Aaron Pierre. He was great in that.
Yeah, he was really good.
I mean, he kicks ass, and to see him, I mean, maybe now playing a heavy is a little too much, but I would love to see that. And I would love to see, you know, honestly, I would really, really, really like to see Castillo. I mean, you can't have Commander Adama come back. You can't have Edward James
I've
Olmos.
seen a lot of people saying they wanted to see Edward
But
James
if he
Olmos
came
come
back
back.
as like
but he's 78 years old.
I know, that's why he comes back as like the evil cartel leader.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he'd want to play that role, but I mean, he could be a badass.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? There is a report going around that you firmly have to plant under the pure rumor mill right now. You may see a lot of headlines running it, but it's all coming from the same, not super reliable source. Like it's not Variety, it's not the Hollywood Reporter. But in theory, how would you feel about Michael B. Jordan and Glen Powell playing Crockett and Tubbs? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.